Today we will going to watch the last 30 minutes of my 2024 documentary. We will watch, for example, the championship resolution, the battle we had last year in 24 between Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. We will watch Lewis Hamilton edits, Sainz edits, Piastri edits. In the second part of the watch-along, we finish watching the Daniel Ricciardo edit I made to pay tribute to Daniel in his last season as a Formula 1 driver after his retirement in the 2024 Singapore Grand Prix. That was his last race.
And yeah, just wanted to savor the moment.
And this is, as I said, the point where we're going to start. So, what is the next edit? I decided to connect the Daniel Ricciardo edit with the Oscar Piastri edit because both are Australian drivers. That's the point in common I found to connect these two edits, and that's why it's one along to the other, you know. As always, let's read the context a bit of this edit, why I made this Oscar Piastri edit using my blog, and in that way we have much more context about this edit. So, basically, the second season for Oscar Piastri in Formula 1 means the continuation in the progression the Australian driver is doing as a racing driver. In 2024, Oscar has improved his skills in driving, pace and head-to-head on track. Oscar has achieved solid results in the first races of the 2024 season, but the podium did not come until the round 8 in Monaco, where he drives extremely good to achieve an important second place. His teammate in McLaren, Lando Norris, has achieved until Monaco 4 podiums and 1 race victory in Miami. The comparison between Lando and Oscar doesn't help to the Australian driver, but he doesn't matter. The cold personality and the calm Oscar Piastri shows out of the track is completely different to what he does on track. Little by little, Oscar has improved to get close to Lando, and also he has did amazing overtakes. Oscar wants to be world champion someday. In the Austrian Grand Prix of the 2024 season, he started to prove it. In the sprint race, he was able to stay cool behind the amazing battle for the lead between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris to take advantage in the right moment to pass his teammate and finishing ahead. Lando Norris continues achieving the best results for McLaren in the most of their weekends, including different pole positions like what he achieved in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Oscar qualified just behind Lando in second place. The race day was the turning point for Piastri as a Formula 1 driver. In the race start, he did an amazing start, passing Lando in turn 1, defending from the current world champion Max Verstappen. The Maiden race victory looked easy at that point for Oscar once he took the lead in lap 1. In a circuit where it's very difficult to pass. Unfortunately for Oscar, the team strategy did not benefit him, stopping 1 lap later than his teammate Lando Norris and in that way being passed in the pit exit. After that, the team tried to convince Lando to bring back to Oscar the position he achieved on track. Norris finally accepted team orders from McLaren, letting pass Oscar in the final laps of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Oscar won for the first time ever in Formula 1. After achieving one of the biggest dreams of a racing driver, Oscar looked very calm as always. Look, he won many times before, but that's part of the Piastri magic. That victory was not the only one he get that season, but was the one that proved Oscar Piastri's world champion material. You will be able to see the incredible progression as a racing driver from Oscar in the Docuedit F1 2024 in a very cool edit that will show Piastri as you have never seen before. By the way, look the transition I made to connect the Daniel Ricciardo edit with the Oscar Piastri edit. It's very fast, but it's an Australian flag, moving from left to the right, from the right to the left. So, this is the start of the edit. Very chill music. Yeah. You will listen a lot of yeahs during this edit because it's something I realized Oscar Piastri says a lot. That yeah. It's something I realized making this edit, and obviously I played with it.
A couple of messy laps.
Yeah.
But my driving was pretty good apart from when I was clipping walls.
Some mistakes he did.
Certain points in qualifying it looked a little bit better, but yeah. It wasn't very easy to get the lap together, so yeah.
Yeah.
Not to be in the gravel and still outside the track limits. I'm the only one. It's frustrating. But
say again.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first part of the edit. As you can see, I use this kind of chill music representing that cold personality of Oscar Piastri, showing some highlights in qualifying moments, some mistakes he did, as in the Spanish Grand Prix, track limits in Austria, different random highlights with that chill music, and obviously showing the face of Oscar and his words in the post-qualifying press conferences or interviews, where he's saying a lot of times the word "yeah." It's something, as I said, that I realized and I use it. I use it that it's a point to connect Oscar and to connect the audience with Oscar Piastri in case they don't know too much about Oscar, because remember that was his second season in Formula One. At that point, Oscar Piastri was not so known by a lot of people. Obviously, for Formula One fans, he is even more this year. He's fighting for the championship, but he's a very new driver. So I always like to connect people, not only the driver, also the person, how they talk to the camera or in their interviews, and I find that point in common, that yeah phrases, that cold personality. And now let's move on to the second part of the edit that is a bit more intense, where I will show you more intense highlights with overtakes from Oscar to show that he's a really good driver. Change music, obviously. It's not so calm. This is in Australia, passing Fernando Alonso, I think.
Oscar Piastri was able to take the position, shown part of the racetrack he hasn't seen before. He goes to the inside and yeah, he's through as well, as long as he can make the corner.
Good move.
Piastri getting to the apex first.
Passing Hamilton, Verstappen.
And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very happy. More overtakes.
Piastri and Perez be looking to go around the outside. Can he do it? Yeah.
Wow, this is something by the outside. This is something I really love from Oscar as a racing driver. He's probably the king of passing people by the outside. He's really good doing that, doing these moves, passing people by the outside. It's one of the things I love most from Oscar Piastri. That transition was cool. This is the McLaren livery, McLaren Ayrton Senna livery they use in the Monaco Grand Prix. The first podium of Oscar in 2024.
Watch Piastri. Watch Oscar Piastri in second place. He's all over the back.
Putting big pressure on Charles Leclerc. That was the winner.
Tried my best to try and sneak past, but just too difficult.
Piastri around the outside.
Once again.
Oh, Piastri gets the place.
By the outside.
We were flying.
And now move on to one of my favorite parts of this edit. Yeah, the GIA building.
And yeah.
I was trying to find as much GIAs as possible. I was watching a lot of driver interviews from Oscar to find all these GIAs. It's fun. I think it's fun. Also, sometimes a bit of fun is nice. And in this edit, it's also present. And let's continue watching. This is just Russell attacking Piastri in Japan 2024.
Oh, that's a late dive bomb move, going wheel to wheel. Piastri refusing to give that one up.
Didn't give me anywhere to go this game, so I had to cut.
Yeah, probably.
Around the outside.
Once again.
Contact. Piastri stays ahead.
Russell and Piastri fighting once again. That smile. It's a bit of out of context, but also I like it to put it, to connect more the driver with the audience. Are different techniques that I use as a video editor. I could explain during a lot of time all these things I make, but obviously we are not here for that. But let's continue watching. This is Piastri defending from Sainz in Miami 2024. I think they touch here.
Big opportunity to the inside.
Yeah. Oh.
Oscar Piastri is trying to fight back. He's deep into the corner.
I had the front wing broken.
Front wing damage, so we think we should box and replace the front wing.
Not the afternoon we were looking for.
George Russell's got a big opportunity now. Piastri is going to let out of the slipstream.
Spin pass.
On the final lap.
Prevention is the best way to attack it.
And now look at these phrases from Oscar Piastri that reflects his mentality as a driver. Very, very interesting.
Rather than waiting for it to happen and trying to fight it. So that was kind of the mentality I had. When you're in the car, there's another person you're trying to beat, really. When you're on track, they're all the same. You can't treat them any different. Your teammate is always your best reference. I want to beat everybody. which includes Lando.
And here ends the second part of the edit with these good phrases from Oscar that is, reveals his mentality as a racing driver. I think I found them in a podcast he did. I don't remember when and where, but I think they are very good phrases. And now move on to the final part of the edit, obviously the most intense, using a much more intense music. And now let's see some of the key moments of the 2024 season, the first half of the 2024 season of Oscar Piastri.
Fighting for championships, you need to be there.
And the Hungarian Grand Prix is underway. Good reaction time.
That's very important. For me, this moment, Oscar Piastri starts second, then is Lando in pole. For me, this is it's very important. Obviously, he won because Piastri won this race, but because it's the first time one of the first times we saw the, the champion mentality of Oscar Piastri in these maneuvers, attacking his teammate really, really hard.
For Oscar Piastri, the two cars go side by side. Piastri down to the inside. Verstappen trying to go a long way round.
Almost touch.
Piastri takes the lead of the race. Lando Norris dives to the inside and takes...
Now, this is Austria. This is the amazing sprint race they have Verstappen and Lando in Austria. And just behind Lando, taking the opportunity or waiting for the opportunity.
Ultra late on the brakes as well. And Oscar
Look at that.
says thank you very much.
Max and Lando made it semi-easy for me.
And also, I like this kind of phrases from Lando. From Oscar. It's very ironic. This kind of humor. It's something that also I really enjoyed, and I try to use it in the edits. Guys. To keep revealing the personality of Oscar Piastri. It's a bit. This kind of humor sometimes is a bit. Reminds me a bit to Fernando Alonso in that regard.
Okay, Oscar. Lando has pitted to cover Hamilton to make sure he covers Hamilton.
This is the famous polemic in Hungary when Oscar lost the place in the pit stop when he was leading the Hungarian Grand Prix, and then the team said to Lando, bring back the position to Oscar.
We'll manage that situation. Best pace from you now.
Lando Norris goes past his teammate.
Here, at that moment, he did the undercut.
Is that the moment that has decided our winner today?
But the question is that, in case you are not very familiarized with Formula 1, in this race, Oscar was leading his teammate, Lando was behind, and normally when a team have two drivers, the driver that is in front of the other normally is who received the benefits of pits on new tires. Obviously, Lando did some laps more than Oscar on new tires, being faster, and he passed him when he crossed the start-finish line. Normally, teams don't do that. They normally pit the driver that is leading or in front of the other first to avoid these kind of situations where the other one that is behind can take the advantage of pitting earlier. So that's why you will see that the team says to Lando Norris, please bring back the position to Oscar Piastri because he was leading, not you. That's some kind of things that should happen in Formula 1.
Oscar has just pitted. We'd like to re-establish the order.
There's the call. This is not going to be popular.
Very important. And here I put what happened in the Australian Grand Prix of that same season. Here we are in Australia. And in this moment, Oscar Piastri received orders to let pass Lando Norris. That was much faster at that point of that race. Showing that I tried to make this connection to understand that Lando was being ordered by the team in Hungary, insulted by Piastri, but we saw in other races Piastri did the same with Lando Norris, let him pass Lando. It's a team at the end of the day. Sometimes Oscar has to let through Lando, sometimes Lando should to let pass Oscar, and this is what is happening here.
Piastri playing the team game.
We need you to save more tyres, please, and we do want to let Oscar through. We should have boxed him first then, surely, no? Doesn't matter.
Here, Lando is not really receptive or really kind. He really don't want to bring back the position at the beginning. This is Austria.
Piastri trying to go around the outside.
Once again by the outside.
Second.
Obviously, here, obviously Lando Norris was stuck behind Max Verstappen. He had the dirty air, and for Oscar was easier pass here by the outside. But anyway, it's another move by the outside from Oscar Piastri.
Place. Piastri's got a beautiful...
It's in the British Grand Prix. Ooh, touching the grass even. Passing Hamilton.
He's done it onboard.
This time by the inside. Once again, by the outside.
Unbelievable stuff.
The way to win a championship is not by yourself, it's with the team. You're going to need Oscar, and you're going to need the team.
Exactly. Not this year in 2025, probably, but yeah.
Lando Norris is backing off. Oscar Piastri goes back through.
And finally, Lando let pass Oscar Piastri for his first win in the Hungarian Grand Prix. And now, let's see these special effects I've created in this edit, where you will see a lot of images really going really fast on the screen. But basically, it's the resume of the Oscar Piastri career since it was starting, since this moment, going back until the moment he was in karting competing, you know?
The lead of a Grand Prix.
Now. It's like flashback. It's like a rewind. Going back. It's 2023. I'll pin to it.
Oscar Piastri.
And in the cards to come to this moment, the very first victory of Oscar in Formula 1.
Wins for the first time in Formula 1.
You saw a flashback here. Let's watch it again. Here, this moment is really special. It has a lot of things.
Oscar Piastri wins for the first.
And you see a flashback here that is a Renault 2003 Fernando Alonso. So why is here Fernando Alonso? Well, I put it here basically because I try to establish more connections. Oscar Piastri at some point of his career was in the racing academy of Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso have some kind of racing academy for young talented drivers, and I think at some point Oscar Piastri was involved in the Fernando Alonso academy a lot of years ago. So that's another connection with Fernando Alonso. But why I show this photo of Fernando by the way, in the same Grand Prix in Hungary 2003, because as happened with Fernando Alonso, the first victory of Fernando Alonso was in the Hungarian Grand Prix 2003. And the very first victory in Formula 1 of Oscar Piastri was also in the Hungarian Grand Prix, but in 2024, 21 years later. You know, it's interesting connection, you know. It's knowing that is very interesting. That's why Fernando Alonso is here.
Time in Formula 1.
Well done, Oscar. Well done. Checkered flag.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the coordination. Well done. Maximum points. A really good weekend.
And now the victory with epic music, the most emotional part.
Extremely happy. Still some things to improve and work on, definitely, but incredibly happy to have my first win.
Always a great moment when a driver wins for the first time and we are able to see on TV, you know, it's very special always, you know. I think in general, all Formula 1 fans, we are really happy when we see a new face winning, you know, and that happened that day with Oscar Piastri. Oh, once again, that was another flashback. Let me... Well, it's really difficult to stop in the right moment. Basically, it was Fernando Alonso receiving a trophy in the Hungarian Grand Prix, that first victory he achieved there.
There's certainly some things that I need to improve on that will take time, but I'm here because I want to try and win. I say I want to beat everybody, but the constant improvement is what's going to make me beat everybody.
That's really intelligent phrase from Oscar, I have to say. I really like his mentality. Super mature, super logic, with the feet on the ground. You know, I'm really fan of Oscar Piastri. I was not, to be honest, when he was racing in Formula 3, Formula 2, he won that seasons, but I don't pay too much attention to Oscar. He was not a driver that impressed to me, you know, on track. But now in Formula 1, yeah, he's not the most spectacular driver maybe, but he has a lot of interesting things. He's really, really mature, so calm, relaxed, but at the same time, it's really good. You know, it's very interesting combination. And obviously, we have to finish this edit with just one word, that is...
But... yeah.
Well, and this is the end of the Oscar Piastri edit. The very first Oscar Piastri edit I made in the Docuedit 2024. And as always, I was explaining during all these watch-alongs. This is my Patreon page, patreon.com/FLoz. And as you know, if you watch previous watch-alongs, in the collection Docuedit 2024, I have a section named Developer Diary Docuedit 2024. In this section, in this Developer Diary section, I was explaining while I was making this project, edit by edit, or most of the edits, you know, so you exclusive images. Obviously now you can watch a full video, but at that time when it was not published, people was able to watch exclusive footage. But also I explain more in depth some of the edits I was making, the reason why I made them. And in the episode number, I think it's the number 4 of the Docuedit, I explain a bit more why I made this Oscar Piastri edit, as you can see in the preview. Oscar Piastri this season, in 2024, won his first ever Formula 1 Grand Prix at Hungaroring. And I don't know actually how to approach this edit. I was explaining this before to make the edit, you know, that's very interesting. This is an 8.5 minutes video, the Developer Diary number 4, All Access. This is the name of the episode. And obviously, well, you can get access being part of my Patreon page, guys. You know, Patreon is a platform where people can support all the work that's supposed to make these videos. That is a lot, and it's very difficult for me. People can become a member, and in case you decide to do it by FLoz Premium, you have two options. FLoz Supporter in case you just want to support my videos, or FLoz Premium in case you would like to receive some benefits, some rewards, as for example, full access to the video I was showing you before and access to the full collection with all episodes. Also, there are the Silver World exclusive videos where I explain more details, the 8th and 1, my F1 2021 documentary, driver edits where I explain more insights about the making process. I show you exclusive settings I use in my edits. There is a lot of exclusive content on my Patreon, you know. So, you know, if you become a member, it's a way to support me, and also in case you would like to receive this exclusive content, you can do it. So, let's continue, guys, watching the Docuedit, guys. And now move on to the next edit. That is, I think it's also is involving McLaren drivers, but also there is a third driver involved from another different team. Let's watch it.
It's Lando Norris.
Okay, this is the Italian Grand Prix of 2024. Lando Norris
Trying to take back-to-back pole positions in Formula 1. He can! Oscar Piastri looking for a maiden pole. He's not going to get there.
Oh.
He's the lead Ferrari on the grid, but it's the second row.
And it's Leclerc second, I think, and I think was Lando on pole.
Disappointed. P4 was the best we could do. Frustrating. I mean, again, I don't like fighting for this kind of positions, so I really hope that tomorrow we can turn the situation around.
P4 Leclerc. P4, P1 Lando Norris, P2 was Oscar, 1 and 2 for McLaren. Russell, incredible third place, and Leclerc fourth for the Italian Grand Prix. This is an edit, yes, that is exclusive focus in the Italian Grand Prix of 2024. And obviously, that race was won by Charles Leclerc. So, yes, this is an edit that the first part is focusing the battle between the McLarens and Charles Leclerc, and the second part is a tribute to that victory achieved Charles Leclerc at home of Scuderia Ferrari, his second win as a Ferrari driver at Monza. Another epic victory, and obviously had to make some kind of tribute in the docu edit.
First would be better. Pretty happy with where we are, and it's a long run to turn 1 here, and let's see what tomorrow brings.
And the Italian
Start.
Grand Prix is underway.
Charles starts fourth.
Piastri blocks out Russell. Russell goes
Oh,
and over the road.
forget that. Okay, Charles is there.
Finally get the start they needed.
This is very good move, I remember. Oscar Piastri passing.
Side by side.
Wow, what a braking.
All the way around the outside to take the
Wow.
Lando still
That was great pass. And Leclerc is really intelligent here, using that moment to pass Lando.
can't keep the lead on lap number 1. And he's lost second place to Charles Leclerc.
Great move there.
Lando suggests we do box to overtake on Leclerc, box to overtake.
Oh, he's hit the...
Wow, that was on the limit by Lando Norris. On the limit.
In comes Charles Leclerc trying to cover off.
This is a, this is a battle, full battle between the McLarens and Charles Leclerc. It's very intense. The music, it's one of my favorite edits. This moment.
Lando Norris, he's getting ahead. So it is a two-stopper. Lando Norris being held for a
The point here is McLaren go for 2 stops and Leclerc go for 1 stop.
moment there.
Oscar, do you think there's any chance we can one stop?
I don't think so. Front left is pretty dead.
We cut to
Here McLaren was trying to do the 1 stop with Oscar, but Oscar said no, impossible.
Oscar Piastri in the pits. Charles Leclerc takes the lead.
So Charles, Sainz thinking plan B.
Now we change to a much more emotional music because it starts the second part of the edit that is focused on Leclerc and how he's able to manage such a good stint on the hard tires. I don't remember how many laps he did, but it was a tremendous stint, super fast, super consistent to try to defend from the McLarens that were coming in much faster on new tires.
And we are considering it. What do you think?
I don't think this is working out well at all for McLaren. Norris is barely quicker than Leclerc and Sainz right now.
Piastri did a 22.3, but still needs to catch Sainz.
Well, Sainz at that point was second, I think.
The Ferrari clearly doesn't have the grip. Oscar Piastri fights his way through to second place.
Obviously,
Cleared one Ferrari.
the McLaren were much faster at that point.
And brake balance +1.
Leave me alone with this. If I got you ask, don't ask that time.
Kimi Raikkonen moment, leave me alone. Very stressful, high stress on Charles. I can understand. He was leading, he was, surviving on these old tires, and much faster were coming the McLarens at that point. I love this song. Fits very well with Charles Leclerc. Probably it remembers to another Charles Leclerc edit I made in 2019, Tragedy for Glory, and it's really linked that edit to this video. You will see now.
2/10 off his best lap of the race, Charles Leclerc. There's not a huge sign of degradation for him, and Piastri on the last lap was only half a second quicker.
Last lap, another good lap, and nice and tidy.
And this is super emotional. Pay attention. We change to the Italian commentator as we normally do when Charles Leclerc is winning a race in one of my edits, as I did in 2019 with my edit Tragedy for Glory. That, by the way, is this one, in case you don't remember. I'm sure you watched this video. You have to watch it. Well, this is the re-upload version, I have to say. This is the re-uploaded version, Tragedy for Glory, Charles Leclerc, that explains the first 2 victories in Formula 1 from Charles in Spa and Monza. Only have 25k views, but the original video that was taken down, I don't know why, reached more than 1 million views. It's your favorite edit of all I made in terms of views. And in this Docuedit, there is like some kind of tribute to that edit. And at the same time, it's a tribute to the new win he achieved Charles Leclerc in Monza. So let's watch.
Ascari.
Sock 3.
Alla parabolica. 5 anni fa raccontavamo.
Here it is. Did you saw?
5 anni fa raccontavamo.
Here is this is the old edit. I mixed images from the old edit in 2019 using the same video. When Charles Leclerc was in the same corners, but 5 years ago. It's amazing, super emotional.
Sock 3.
Alla parabolica. 5 anni fa raccontavamo la prima.
And the commentator in Italian is saying that 5 years ago we were commenting the Leclerc victory at Monza.
Vittoria Monza del predestinato.
Of Il Predestinato, that is the nickname, the Italian commentator, I think the name is Carlos Bancini, something like that. Il Predestinato is the nickname put to Charles. And look at this transition, I really love it. This is the old edit that I made in 2019, and now in transitioning to the new one, in the same place, the same camera shot. It's really amazing. Look. Boom. And the commentator in Italian is saying, and now we come back to name Charles Leclerc as Il Predestinato once again. Il Predestinato wins the Italian Grand Prix, just like in 2019.
Vince il Gran Premio d'Italia!
Come mi fai sognare?
Un'altra volta torniamo!
Obviously, I put a lot of images from the Tifosi with this kind of emotional music. Wow, what? Always that I have the opportunity to mix this kind of images with the Tifosi celebrating music, Charles Leclerc winning. I try to do it because it's so emotional, so epic.
A casa nostra, Charles!
A casa nostra, di nuovo, come nel 19.
Exactly. And this is a very cool edit as well. I did with the commentator and the Charles Leclerc in radio. That looks at Charles Leclerc is responding to the Italian commentator, but because look.
A casa nostra, Charles!
So a casa nostra, Charles. That means in Italian something like in our home, Charles. And Charles Leclerc said by it in radio.
A casa nostra.
In our home. Once again, like in 2019. Looks like he's responding to the Italian commentator. Is very cool. Very cool transition that I was able to do here, to make here.
Di nuovo, come nel 19.
And this are images, again, from the same shot, the same camera, but in 2019, using the images I used for the Charles Leclerc edit in 2019. Everything is connected.
No, grazie a tutti, veramente.
Che magia! Che magia!
Saying something like, this is magic. What a magic moment. Once again, this is 2019. The same shots are now 2024. I'm mixing it all the time, like connecting these two edits in time at the same moment. It's so cool. I really love this. Doing the same.
A Ferrari Formula 1 driver, that's all I dreamed for. In all of
it's really, really emotional. Especially if you are a Charles Leclerc fan or Ferrari fan, you can make you cry or make feel emotional, and I understand.
the difficult moments, I always remember myself how lucky I am living off what I love most, which is driving. So that remind me how much I love the sport that I'm doing and how much I love what I do.
Exactly. Wow. As I said, one of my favorite edits. I really love it, how I was able to connect my also previous edits in 19 with this one in 24 is... And this is the end of the Leclerc edit in the Italian Grand Prix. Super emotional, but super cool. And now we transition into a new edit. This one is involving once again Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc.
Just hurts.
That was Piastri that ended in second place. Not by much. He almost was able to win that race. Not by, I think it comes like 2 seconds behind Leclerc in that race. It was probably 2 laps more or maybe 1, and he will be able to catch Leclerc for the win.
Really drove a very good race. I started getting grading on the first hard, and I felt like we would have enough pace difference on a new set of tyres to go and attack. Just a few laps too short.
Too sure. And now move on to the next race that was in Azerbaijan. This is a new edit. As I said, here the protagonists are Oscar Piastri and Leclerc.
Oscar Piastri, can he get pole? No! Here comes Charles Leclerc! To take it further away from...
And Paul.
I'm really happy. I hope that the pace that we have...
Wow, I have to say now, rewatching this moment, what a great car had Ferrari in the second half of 2024. Unbelievable, incredible scene now in 2025. It's true that Leclerc achieves a lot of podiums this season. I think he achieved 6, something like that. But the way they ended in 2024, the season was amazing. The 2024 season was so good. Unfortunately, the first half was really boring. Max Verstappen winning everything. But after the Spanish Grand Prix, the 2024 season was one of the best in recent years. We had a lot of race winners, 4 different teams, 7 multiple race winners, record breaking. It's wow. In every race we had different winners.
I've seen all over the weekend will still be there tomorrow, which is a completely different thing because with high fuel, tire degradation will be a big thing, so we need to be on top of this. And if we are, then hopefully we can bring the victory home.
Maybe lost a little bit of...
Well, yeah, that's... Now I put here drivers' interviews talking about what can happen in the race. When Leclerc starts, I think, in pole, and then it's, I think, Piastri that is the contender for this race.
Time in a couple of places with that, but not enough to get Charles today. So overall, I'm happy with the job I did, and yeah, puts us in a good spot for tomorrow.
And they start the race.
Goes racing on the streets. Good reaction time for our pole sitter.
Wow, good launch by Leclerc.
Oscar Piastri is second.
And now
Improvement is the biggest thing. Focusing on that is the important part.
putting more phrases from the mentality of Oscar Piastri, as we saw in previous edits. This is a fight for the win in the streets of Baku between Leclerc and Piastri. Two great drivers, two young drivers of his generation, wheel to wheel.
I knew that when I was in DRS, I had to go for it.
Here's the chance for Oscar Piastri. How brave is he feeling?
And that was...
It's a dive bomb move. It's a change of lead.
That was... What a move here. It was really great pass.
I still had cold tires, so I didn't let him pass.
Well, Leclerc said that let pass Piastri at that point. Not sure. I'm not sure if he was able... He was thinking that he could... That Piastri could dive on in that way, so far away.
Leclerc fights back, but he can't take it back.
And Piastri takes the lead.
And Piastri still has the lead as they exit turn 3.
I'll try and get a bit of a gap with clean air, but yeah, I just couldn't break DRS.
And now we have an amazing battle, lap by lap, between Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri. This race was really good between these two for the win.
He's trying to win his second Grand Prix today, but Charles Leclerc has something to say about it. Piastri on the defensive. Wonderful battling for the win.
I love this shot and this moment. The tension, the tense music I put in this moment. From this shot from the helicopter, how you can see how Leclerc is coming closer and closer. I love this moment. Just listen. With the music fits really, really well.
Charles Leclerc wants that inside.
Here we go.
He will not be given it, and there's no room.
Once again.
Long way round. But how about into turn 2? Chop across from Piastri.
Wow.
Oh, it really is gloves off.
What a great battle.
He's still got the lead of that Grand Prix.
Wow, this moment was really characteristic. Look at that. That happened in the same moment to both drivers, almost losing the control of the car. It's incredible. In the same lap, in the same moment. I remember in the post-race, I remember a moment when they were watching the replay in the cool down room. And they laugh. They were surprised about this moment. Obviously, I was remembering that when I was making the edit, and I tried to find that clip. That is this one, and I had to put it. It's really, really interesting.
On an incredible job. I've never really had the opportunity again to overtake.
To hang on for so long with very, very few mistakes, definitely one of my best drives.
Yeah, probably one of the best races from Oscar, and maybe one of his one of the best victories he had.
Piastri wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Great win.
I'm here because I want to try and win.
Man, where is this Oscar right now, in this moment in the championship in 2025? We need this Oscar for the last 3 races of the season to fight with Lando for the championship and with Max Verstappen. I don't know what happened to Oscar after after Sambor that he won there. We need this Oscar, guys. To see an incredible season finale in Abu Dhabi between, I hope, 3 drivers, Max, Lando, and Oscar. I would like to, and we need Oscar. Come back or bring back his best level, and here we have a proof of last season in Baku. What a great race. Great race he did.
I want to beat everybody.
Challenging day, but...
And now is Lewis Hamilton talking about his feelings in this same race in Baku. Why Lewis Hamilton? Because we're transitioning to Lewis Hamilton now.
I was just saying it was really great to see the rookies doing so well today. To see such great young talent coming through with bright futures, and to be racing amongst them was really cool.
Well, I think he was talking about Berman that was racing at that moment in Haas. He was having some battles in that race with some rookie drivers. I think he was talking about that. But this is the way I found to connect this edit, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix edit, with the Lewis Hamilton edit that comes here. Probably this is one of the most special edits I made about Lewis Hamilton. It's very short, but explains his first victory in 2024 after 2 years and a half without victories, since last one in Saudi Arabia 2021 when he was fighting with Max Verstappen for the 2021 championship. And here we will see the first half of the season of Lewis Hamilton in Mercedes until he achieved that victory in Silverstone 2024. That was epic, legendary. So let's go for it. Now, obviously, I use a very special music, lyric song. I will put the lyrics on the screen, you will see. Trying to reflect that these lyrics, what Lewis Hamilton is as a person, as a racing driver, as a legend.
I should have got through easy. It was my mistake. I just struggled. I couldn't seem to stop the car in turn 14. I think just kept locking.
You will see now in the first moments of this edit how much depressing was Lewis in the first half of the 2024 season with a car that was not comfortable with, not finding the pace, really sad, disappointed. But it's incredible sometimes how sad can be Lewis. You will see now in this part of the edit. I was trying to find, and I did that because when I was starting to make these edits, obviously I have to watch a lot of driver interviews to make these edits, to complete the information, the feelings of the drivers. And I realized at the beginning of 2024, Lewis Hamilton was suffering. Anyway, by the way, before to continue watching the edit, we have context in the blog. I have an episode dedicated to this edit, Lewis Hamilton. Let's read it to have more context about what I'm talking about. Lewis Hamilton starts the 2024 Formula 1 season with new hopes about fighting for wins, something that he has not done in the 2 previous seasons, being the longest streak without wins in F1 since the debut of the British driver in Formula 1 in 2007. That's insane. The 2024 season did not start in the best way for Lewis. He had some difficulties along his Mercedes car and team to find the good balance and performance necessary to challenge the power Red Bull car and the emerging of McLaren as a new contender in the championship run. In addition, Lewis suffered to beat his teammate George Russell in qualifying and some races during the first quarter of the season. Hamilton was incredibly honest, admitting he was being slower than his teammate and pointing his lack of performance as the main cause of the bad results he was achieving. Fortunately, everything started to change since the Spanish Grand Prix, the round 10 of the 2024 calendar. Mercedes was able to bring very good upgrades that worked extremely well, closing the gap to Red Bull and McLaren almost to 0. At that point, Lewis showed much more confidence in his driving, doing great races and finishing the podium regularly, but the moment of the season for Lewis still was to come. In the 2024 British Grand Prix at Silverstone, his home race, Lewis shined once the rain came in the first laps of the race, overtaking his teammate George Russell for the lead of the race. In the second half of the Grand Prix, sun came out and the track dried quickly. In the final stint, Max Verstappen on a better set of tires passed Lando Norris for second place. Max came like a torpedo, chasing Lewis until the very end of the race. Hamilton managed his tires brilliantly to cross the start-finish line and winning after 2 years and a half a Formula 1 Grand Prix at his home and with his fans watching that iconic moment. Were not a better ending to break the streak for Lewis Hamilton, winning for the 9th time a single Grand Prix, a new record for the record man in Formula 1. Exactly. That's the context of this edit, guys. That's the context. Remember that at that point, Lewis was like 2 years and a half without victories. But now let's see how it ends, this edit.
I mean, I was pretty slow.
I was pretty slow. You recognize that. Here you have some of the lyrics of the song. Okay, Very important. Flashbacks of the very painful moment when Lewis lost that champions in Abu Dhabi. We have not to remember that. Everyone knows what happened. We all know the polemic. And I include these flashbacks because I think that's part of the pain Lewis Hamilton was having since 2021 until the moment he was able to win again in 2024. Let's watch it again.
All these guys are so quick. Middle sector was pretty poor. Turn 3 and 4, lost a bit of time there.
Every time saying I'm slow, I was not able to do it well. It's incredible sometimes how much humble is Lewis Hamilton, the record man in Formula 1. He has the best numbers and he has still been really humble and too much sometimes for me, in my opinion. It's something that is, impressed to me.
It wasn't a positive race for me. It felt like one of my worst drives that I've had.
Russell passing Lewis.
Really poor weekend for myself.
Can you listen how much times? These are interviews from a lot of different races saying very poor race from myself. I was slow. I had not the pace. All the time, repeating I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough.
Less consistent than George. 3 qualifyings in a row that he's out-qualified me.
George Russell is beating me in qualifying every time. I love this montage. I spent a long time doing this montage where you can see the Russell T-pose and his arm, like in front of Lewis Hamilton. It's a good montage that I create, and I spent big time doing that, and yeah, it's cool.
Congratulations to George.
And obviously, look. I use this image from Lewis, like looks that he's watching yours in this montage. Like that's why also when I found this moment when Lewis is looking to the left side or right side, to create a montage with George Russell here. I think it's very cool. Looks that Lewis is watching George, like saying, "Man, you are beating me. You are my teammate, but you are winning me." It's like, it's very iconic.
Congratulations to George.
I said, congratulations to George once again. Admitting he was faster.
Those days.
Now, the edit continues using the lyrics of this song to try to motivate, to try to say the lyrics are saying that are related. No, obviously, these lyrics are not talking about Lewis Hamilton, but when I listen this song and I read the lyrics, I said that can fit really well for Lewis Hamilton edit.
Definitely frustrating, but these things happen.
Listen the lyrics. They never learn. Yeah, Lewis. I try to explain here in this montage that Lewis Hamilton can going through for the most difficult times in his career. Even in this season in 25 has been even worse than the first half in Mercedes last season. But he's a 7 times Formula 1 world champion. I'm sure he will come back at some point. I don't know when, but he's one of the in numbers. He is the greatest. So why not? We can see Lewis Hamilton winning again or fighting for wins, and they never learn. All people that criticize Lewis, you can do it. Okay, you can do it, but remember who is Lewis Hamilton, the guy with most poles, most wins, most championships. I think if you underrate Lewis, for me, that doesn't make sense, And obviously here you can see a montage where you can see the sun rising up. I'm trying to explain that even in the darkest moments for Lewis, sun always will rise up, to make shine Lewis.
I got some damage, I think, in the first stint. That's why I decided to let George by. He seemed quicker and I just couldn't turn the car.
Very intelligent decision. He had damage. Let's pass his teammate. Don't ruin his race.
But I was not particularly quick today.
Continue saying I was not quick. I was, Till Varus won, till kingdom come. And that phrase is very iconic because it's like a prediction till kingdom come that he won in the United Kingdom, in the British Grand Prix in 2024. You know, it's I also like these lyrics because it fits very well for this edit. Now passing Lewis in Spain, one of the best races for Lewis that season.
Hamilton risking it all. Contact between the two of them. We get Hamilton going by.
There's definitely performance there. We just need to work on making this car more consistent.
And now I starting to put phrases where Lewis is saying, okay, my start of the season was not good, but we are improving the car, and every race I'm feeling more comfortable with it. So no, we are closing the gap.
Lewis Hamilton has the DRS, and that Mercedes does get ahead.
We are slowly eking closer.
We are slowly eking closer. You know, Lewis was seeing what it was coming.
Piastri trying to hang on, Perez trying to take it away.
Good move.
We're getting there, we're getting closer.
We're getting there, we're getting closer. Now I was finding these phrases to, you know, let know to the viewer now. Okay, now it's not the moment, it's not the worst moment for Lewis, it's the moment to shine again. It's coming, you know, it's getting closer to that moment again. That victory in the British Grand Prix.
George Russell trying to defend.
Here we are. This is the British Grand Prix. The moment Lewis Hamilton passed Russell for the lead.
Lewis Hamilton takes the lead of the British Grand Prix.
I'm gonna go for
well, this moment, and we see now Nico Rosberg. Well, why I put here Nico Rosberg? Is that I was the creator of the Silver War documentary, so obviously the rivalry between Rosberg and Hamilton will be always very special for a lot of people, and also for me, because I spent so much time creating these documentaries, this rivalry, that in some way I fell in love with this rivalry after making, during all these years, a lot of videos about Nico and Lewis fighting for the championship in Mercedes. And I knew that this interview exists. That interview was made to Rosberg in the weekend of the British Grand Prix, I think, before the weekend starts, or before the race, I don't remember now. When the journalist asked to Nico, who will win this race today? And Nico said, I will go in for Lewis Hamilton. And obviously that's always iconic because he was his biggest rival during the Silver War era. It's always nice to see Nico saying, I will go for Lewis after knowing all the lore and background behind these two, you know. I decided to put it because of that. And even at some point, I was even thinking into place at some point of the edit the Silver War logotype, but at the end I didn't, because I think there is no context enough, but I could do it. Anyway, let's continue watching. And this is the moment, guys, when Lewis, this is the onboard camera, is winning again after 2 years and a half. And obviously it's when I use the most emotional part of the song. If you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, you will love it.
Lewis Hamilton today.
They'll be calling me royalty. That royalty is the name of the song. Why? It fits so well for Lewis. Well, it's shared. It's officially shared by as a member of the British Empire. I don't know how it works that, but it has some kind of title. It can be named as shared in United Kingdom. So royalty, I think, is a good title and a song that can fit for Lewis. They will be calling me royalty just in the moment he wins again in the British Grand Prix.
Get in there, Lewis!
Bono, obviously, his race engineer. Now Toto, I made this montage with Lewis celebrating with the fest. Toto super happy. This is the explosion of happiness. I try to create a super emotional edit in this point.
You're the man! Thank you so much, guys. It means a lot to get this one.
Lewis crying even.
A big thank you to all the fans here.
Even he won at home after 2 years and a half without victories, and you win at home. I mean, there is no better place to break that bad streak.
Love you guys.
I think that might be the most emotional race that I think I've probably ever had.
Yeah.
It's been such a long time, since 2021.
And this is very iconic. It's saying that it's been such a long time since 2021, the last race he won. And here I create this montage with Lewis at the right side hugging his father, like they understand all the difficult moments he passed 2.5 years without victories for a driver that was winning a lot of races every year. And at the left side, we can see Lewis hugging to Max after losing the championship in 2021 in Abu Dhabi. I tried to create this connection like 2 different hugs in a very different context. But this is like the moment Lewis breaks the course, or the painful moment he suffered in Abu Dhabi when he lost the championship in the way he lost it. And after that, 2.5 years without victories. And we come to the 2024 British Grand Prix. The moment I think he breaks that pain finally, and finally wins again. It's like I try to symbolize that with this montage.
It's taken so long to get back to here.
And once again, another flashback from that race in Abu Dhabi 2021 when Lewis lost that championship, hugging with his father, but 3 years earlier, in 2 different moments. I think it's really emotional, and the connection is very beautiful seeing now this montage, especially if you know the context, the lore, all the background behind Lewis Hamilton. It's really, really emotional.
He takes his 9th win at Silverstone.
I love this montage as well. I spend a lot of time in this edit making montage. It's really, really cool. Here you will see photos every time Lewis Hamilton won that British Grand Prix. This is the 9th time Lewis won there. Unbelievable. And that's why I pick a photo for every year Lewis Hamilton won there.
It's taken so long to get back to here.
You can see 2007, 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, and now this is a photo, but I was able to find a frame from a video in the same position, doing the same in the moment he's kissing the trophy, and I use it to convert the photo in video. It's really nice, using the shining. I create a fake shining in the trophy to create the transition in the moment this photo is converted in video. It's really cool. Look, I think it's probably the special effect of all I made in this Docuedit that I love most. It's really cool.
Takes his 9th win at Silverstone.
Still we rise. One of the famous phrases of Lewis and his fandom.
And there were so many moments where I didn't think it would ever happen again.
With his engineer, Bono, we all know what means that relationship, so many years together, that these hammer time moments, there is a lot of connection between these two that we are now missing, obviously. Now it's in Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton, and Bono is with Antonelli.
But I just try to continue to believe and just keep chasing.
And this is his mother, and this is the end of the edit. Wow, beautiful, right? It's. I hope Lewis Hamilton fans really enjoy this edit, guys. I put all my heart and passion on it, and I hope you really enjoy it, guys. It's really cool. One of my favorites. And now is the moment for the next edit. In this edit also is involved Lewis Hamilton, but at the same time, Carlos Sainz. Why? Because it was the last season of Carlos Sainz in Scuderia Ferrari and the last season of Lewis Hamilton in Mercedes. Carlos Sainz, after 4 years, leaves Ferrari because Lewis Hamilton will be joining Ferrari next season. And at the same time, Lewis Hamilton, after I think 10 years in Mercedes, or 11 seasons in Mercedes, it's the moment to say goodbye to Mercedes. That's why I create this edit that is super emotional as well. I really love it. And we transition from Lewis Hamilton hugging his mother, or his mother kissing Lewis, the mother of Lewis Hamilton kissing him, to the father of Carlos Sainz hugging to Carlos Sainz in Australia when he won in 24. After that appendicitis issue he had in Saudi Arabia. It's another the point in common I found to connect these two edits. Two parents from these two drivers hugging them, you know, in different contexts.
When I went to Ferrari, I moved to Maranello because I set myself as a target. I'm gonna help Ferrari, the biggest team in the world, to try and become world champions again.
Exactly.
And with my tools, I'm gonna try and be the one that helps Ferrari to come back to the top.
I
enjoy. I intrinsically get involved in all these conversations because I enjoy, and I try to do the best I can to give the best possible feedback and the best possible direction.
This is Abu Dhabi, the last race of Carlos Sainz as a Ferrari driver in 2024, and his words about Ferrari, about what it means for Carlos to work with Ferrari, try to bring back to the top to Ferrari, and almost they done, because in Abu Dhabi they were fighting to be world champions in the Constructors, remember? Fighting with McLaren. At the end, McLaren won the Constructors. Almost they done, Leclerc and Sainz that season.
I cannot be 100% happy with the way things have gone, because in those 4 years I would have loved to become world champion. But hey, look, I'm living with my first wins in Formula 1, my first podiums.
And now we'll see photos and moments of all victories of Carlos Sainz in Ferrari, within radios, very emotional.
Vamos! Good job.
It was the first race he won as a Ferrari driver in Silverstone 2022.
We did it! Yes! Vamos! My first race winning Formula 1 and with Ferrari. You cannot imagine how it feels.
Exactly. And now we move on to the last race as a Ferrari driver of Carlos Sainz in Abu Dhabi, Jazz Marina, fighting for the Constructors' Championship.
And the season finale is underway!
Starting 4 and crash, I think, Piastri and Verstappen, and Sainz is just in the middle and is able to avoid them and to end up second place.
Quick work of Carlos Sainz, and then rather than taking the cautious approach into turn 1,
it's Lando Norris with the lead, then Carlos Sainz.
P1, baby, P1. Vamos! Vamos, Ricky! This is my first smooth operation in Ferrari.
The second victory in Singapore 2023. Remember that in 2023, apart from Perez and Verstappen, they won every single race with Red Bull Racing. Carlos Sainz was the only driver who was able to win apart from Red Bull that season there in Singapore 2023.
P1, baby, P1. This is amazing. Yes, this is masterclass.
That was Australia that we saw in another edit that season in 2024, and this is the last victory of Carlos in Mexico, in the Mexican Grand Prix 2024. For the moment, the last victory of Ferrari in Formula 1.
Yes, Carlos. Yes, thank you. Forza Ferrari.
I cannot.
And here, well, this is a video. Well, this is very emotional. Here, this is a video made by Ferrari. In Abu Dhabi, they show him to Carlos a video tribute. The video's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. I don't remember the video name. And they were showing the video to Carlos. And when he was watching the video with the best highlights of Carlos in Ferrari, he got emotional, obviously. And I used it when I found this clip. I said I had to use it. It's really emotional.
No complaint. I've been a Ferrari driver for 4 years. I've enjoyed every single moment of it. I've always felt loved by the Tifosi. I've enjoyed every single moment in Maranello. I have no regrets and feel quite proud about it.
Lando!
Exactly. That's the way I want to pay tribute also to what Carlos Sainz did into Ferrari. Yeah, he did not win the championship. He won a couple of races, but I think the work he did there was immense. Carlos Sainz is such a good driver, not only improve. It's a driver that if you have it in your team, your team will evolve for a better. I know he did in McLaren, I think in Renault as well, in Ferrari, now in Williams even, despite not having a very good first half, he did a podium in Baku, you know. So it's a driver that is, to have it in your team, it's such a blessing. you know, now looking back. Maybe he's not the fastest one. Maybe he's not the most talented, but he always performs. He always delivers. He always build a team around, create good connections. He has a really good relationship with their teammates. It's such a blessing to have Carlos Sainz in your team. You know, if I will be a Formula One boss or team principal, I will try to have Carlos for sure. For all benefits can bring you, not only on track, also off track. Now we move on from this emotional moment to the moment Lando Norris wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. They won the Constructors, but now let's transitioning to the other protagonist of this edit, that is Lewis Hamilton. Where is Lewis Hamilton? Let's see it.
Norris wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
And thanks for all your hard work in those long years. A pleasure to work with you. Thank you. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Ferrari. It's been a pleasure driving for you guys. Forza Ferrari, sir.
Exactly. And now the transition is really cool with the music, the piano music at the background. You will see how the music got tense for a moment, and it's transitioning into Lewis Hamilton. For me, this is one of the best transitionings in terms of music usage and speech of Carlos. Just let's watch.
And I think I understood it almost right from the beginning. I think if it would have been someone else, I would have taken a lot more longer to understand.
He's talking about the decision of Ferrari of substituting him for Lewis Hamilton. He's talking about Lewis Hamilton. Now they are connected. Let's keep watching.
When you understand Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, one of the best, if not the best in history, is going to replace you as Ferrari.
And look at the images I picked to represent this moment. That was in Las Vegas Grand Prix. Both entering the pits, but suddenly, for some reason I don't remember, Carlos decides to go leave the pits and don't enter in the pits. And it was a perfect metaphor of the situation was talking or explaining Carlos Sainz in that moment. It's the perfect representation of how Carlos Sainz was being substituted for Lewis Hamilton, that is just behind in this shot in Ferrari. When I found this clip, I said, wow, there is not a better way to explain this in images.
Lewis has decided to do his last part of his career in Ferrari, and you need to be one of the two drivers sacrificed for that to happen.
You know, and Carlos said, you are one of the two drivers sacrificed for bring Hamilton here to Ferrari, and you see Carlos moving to the track, leaving the pits, not entering, and Lewis Hamilton entering the pits. Like, is he will going to switch the car to a Ferrari car? Something like that. I was thinking in my mind. It's so iconic, so representative. Maybe it's a bit forced, or in my mind have a lot of sense. It's really cool.
His career in Ferrari, and you need to be one of the two drivers sacrificed for that to happen. I understand.
And now move on to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix 24. This is the last overtake Lewis Hamilton did. That was to his teammate George Russell in the last lap of the 2024 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The last overtake Lewis Hamilton did as a Mercedes driver. Very iconic as well, to his teammate, to another Mercedes, to ends an incredible journey in Mercedes, 11 years, 6 Formula One World Championships, record breakings, pole position, wins, fastest laps, everything was there achieved in Mercedes. So let's watch this moment. And obviously, now the music turns in the most emotional part. These are photos from all championships Lewis Hamilton won with Mercedes, from the first one in 2014 until the last one in 2020.
And he's wrong.
Great pass.
In his last drive for Mercedes.
2015, Aldonots as a Mercedes driver.
We love you too, and you're always going to be part of that family. And if
2019.
You should win.
That's a beautiful phrase from Toto Wolff. If we cannot win, you should win. That reflects the love and all the moments shared by Mercedes and Lewis. They are family in Formula One. That you can feel that. And 2020. And this is the last moment when Lewis turned off the engine for the last time, his Mercedes engine for the last time. Very iconic moment as well that I decided to put here. and just the silence in the car, knowing that this is your last race in a Mercedes car. It's so emotional, so emotional. The last moment, sharing the last moments with his car, his Mercedes car. And obviously I found this image when Lewis and Sainz crossways. I don't know what they said each other at that moment, but it's like, now I will go to the team you are now, Carlos. I go to Ferrari. Carlos will move to Williams next season. But obviously this moment reflects exactly that switch, that transition, that change. And obviously when I found this image, I said I had to use it.
Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lewis.
Wow, and this moment is very iconic. What it means, this montage? Obviously, you know the story. You know that this is very, very emotional. You know, Niki Lauda was very important. Niki Lauda was the 3 times Formula 1 world champion in the 70s, the Austrian driver. It was burned part of his face in an accident in Nürburgring, and they come back again. And he had a very important role in Mercedes, Niki Lauda, and he was the key person that convinced Lewis to join him in Mercedes when he was a McLaren driver. Niki Lauda was the the person that convinced Lewis to join in Mercedes. That was the best decision Lewis took in his life as a Formula 1 driver. So the relationship between Niki Lauda, Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes was really emotional, really strong. Niki Lauda passed away in 2019. And since then, Mercedes in their car liveries, have a lot of like Mercedes stars around in silver that represents his brand, and one of the stars is in red because that red star, that is the logotype of Mercedes in red, represents the colors of Niki Lauda, because Niki Lauda always had a very iconic red cap with him, and it's a color that represents Niki Lauda as well. So in this moment, I use that red stars that represents Niki. Zoom in a lot until only we see red color, and that red color is the color of Ferrari, because also Niki Lauda was a Ferrari driver. So at the end, everything is connected, you know. So if you know the story and the lore and the background, you will get really emotional watching this moment. You know what it means, you know.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And the team radios for Niki Lauda is Luis, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was the team radio Niki Lauda sent to Lewis when he was 4 times Formula 1 world champion to celebrate that victory. And obviously this red now, that red star is transformed in the Ferrari badge. That represents that Ferrari, the red color of Ferrari is the color that Lewis Hamilton will be using from now. A lot of context, a lot of background, but I think it's very, really emotional. This edit is really cool. And let's switch to the penultimate edit. That is about a team, not a driver. It's about a team. That is McLaren. Move on to the tribute to the McLaren team as a Constructors Championship of 2024. This is a very short edit, but very, very cool. Showing the best highlights of Lando, Norris and Oscar Piastri as the drivers that won the 2024 Constructors Championship.
We did it, mate. We did it.
This is the moment they won it.
Well done.
In Abu Dhabi.
Well done, everyone. So proud of you all. Thank you so much. It's been a special year.
Okay, this is a flashback that I created before to start the edit. 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's do it simple. McLaren started in 2023 with the worst car on the grid, and in just 1.5 seasons, they become in Constructors champions. That is unbelievable. It's crazy to think about it. And now, obviously, I use this moment. You can see here a news 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix. Obviously, not the finish to the weekend that I wanted. I don't know if it was said by Lando or Oscar Piastri, I don't remember. But basically, this is the results of their 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix. Lando Norris finished 17, 2 laps behind the race leader, and Oscar Piastri DNF. That was the start of the race of the season for McLaren in 2023. And only 1.5 years later, they become Constructors champions. That's what I was trying to reflect with this image. And now let's see the highlights of the season. By the way, the song I chose for this edit, the name is Phoenix. Why? You know, Phoenix is an animal that represents the resurrection. When you are dead and you come alive again. It's what McLaren did. From 2023, being the last car of the grid, to 2024, winning the Constructor Championship. They were a phoenix. It's Bahrain, the first race of the season. Passing.
Piastri was able to take the position, shown part of the racetrack he hasn't seen before. Piastri playing the team game.
Norris will sweep through for third.
You know, the fact that we were able to stay pretty close to Ferrari was a great sign.
Around the outside, Lando Norris. Oh, that's a late.
There are here a lot of moments that we saw in previous edits during this Docuedit, but it's nice to see again.
Dive bomb move. Piastri refusing to give that one up.
Didn't give me anywhere to go this time, so I had to cut.
Lando Norris trying to get past Fernando Alonso. The Dutchman leads home. Lando Norris.
It's a little bit surprising to finish on the podium. It's always a great day.
Lando Norris wins.
Victory in Miami.
You did it, Will!
Caught like, what, 10 seconds or something in 16, 17 laps, so...
Almost passing Verstappen.
Ferrari.
To finish second is a great result for everybody involved. Very happy with that.
Lando Norris gets past Max Verstappen.
I really love this edit. It's really cool. Simple. It's just highlights, but the music is cool. You can see the whole season of McLaren in just a couple of minutes.
Pole.
Wow. Oscar Piastri, this is absolutely
unbelievable.
Very, very happy and some good points. Another podium.
Lando Norris now takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. Oscar Piastri getting alongside Lewis Hamilton, and he's done it. Lando Norris.
A lot of overtakes.
Let's see what Oscar.
Good transition there.
For McLaren.
To have a 1-2 is even better.
Very happy for the team.
The two high cars go side by side. Piastri takes the lead of the race. Oscar Piastri wins for the first time.
That's just we saw at the beginning of this live stream, the victory of Oscar in Hungary.
What a really good weekend.
An amazing day for the whole team.
Podium is completed by Oscar Piastri. Lando Norris.
Soundboard. I love that suit. When I found it in Soundboard, I use it. Look at how much spectacular it is.
By Oscar Piastri. Lando Norris.
Really cool.
Lovely work.
Lando Norris wins.
One of my car was unbelievable.
It's Lando Norris trying to take back-to-back pole positions in Formula 1. He can. Lando Norris on pole.
It's unbelievable, the good season of McLaren in 24. Now, obviously, 25 is even better.
So I'm very happy, especially for a 1-2 is even better for us as a team.
Signing autographs. Now more highlights from the McLaren drivers. Let's go.
Oscar Piastri fights his way through to second place. It is going to be third position for Lando Norris.
Two McLaren drivers in Monza, not winning, but they are there.
It's a dive bomb move. It's a change.
This is the edit we saw recently in Baku, the great pass of Oscar to Leclerc in Azerbaijan.
Lead. Oscar Piastri wins.
Definitely one of my best drives.
And it's Norris, pole position, a dominant drive complete.
One of many more, let's keep pushing. Puts us pole. Beautiful.
I love that moment. And I found this shot from Lando looking to the sunshine. So epic, guys. This is so epic that I said, let's use it.
Puts us pole. Beautiful.
McLaren give the call to Oscar Piastri.
Now I think it's Oscar Piastri letting pass Lando Norris in the sprint of the Brazilian Grand Prix at 24. At that time, Lando Norris had chances to win the championship at that moment.
To make it a McLaren 1-2, Piastri having responded to that team order.
At that moment, Lando and Oscar getting along very well. Team orders, perfect execution as a team.
We finish in this order.
And now Lando letting pass Oscar to bring back the favor Oscar Piastri did to Lando in Brazil. Really cool.
Give back the win.
Very different to what is happening this season, but obviously this season is really different because now, yes, they are fighting both for the championship. At that moment, Max Verstappen was champion, I think, at that point.
Piastri handed to him in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, thank you for the teamwork, much appreciated.
Obviously, stuck around here with his two drivers. All happiness, everything is perfect for them.
Lando Norris
and the moment again they win the championship in Abu Dhabi.
McLaren are world champions of 2024.
We did it, mate.
Papaya on top. So proud of you all. Thank you so much. It's been a special year.
Very, very proud of everybody. Very excited.
Brown like crazy, cheering. Obviously, we have to consider 1 year and a half they were the last car, and they were now 2 years later winning the championship, the constructor championship. Even adding that McLaren was the first championship win since 20. When was the last time they won the championship? In 98, 99, something like that. It was crazy.
And proud of the team.
It's a historic moment. To be a part of that is something I'll remember forever.
And this is a special graphic design I made to celebrate the 10th Formula 1 Constructors Championship McLaren achieved, equaling Williams as the second most successful team in Formula 1 history. And in this season, obviously in 25, they won it again. So now they are the second most successful team in Formula 1. Incredible what McLaren is doing. And this is the end of the edit. Simple, but I think it's really, really effective. And guys, it's time for the last edit. Obviously, there is here a driver that is missing during all this Docuedit. And obviously, it's represented. The champion of that season, Max Verstappen. But before to go to the final edit, that is long, it's the longest. I think it's like 12 minutes, really long, but it's incredible, this edit. The amount of time I spent on it, but it's so good. But let's read the context because it's worth it. It's worth it because it's very important to understand the context of the season of Max Verstappen in 24 was not so easy as it looks. The first half was easy, but the second half is similar to what is happening this season. Not having the fastest car, it was surviving with all cars around faster than him to win the championship in 24. This is a long context, but let's read it. It's worth it, guys. It's worth it. Let's read it because if we read the context first, when you will see the edit, you know, you will have much more value. Trust me, guys. So let's read it. The 2024 Formula 1 season started in the same way than the previous year for Max Verstappen in Oracle Red Bull Racing, dominating every single Grand Prix weekend from qualifying to the race day. Verstappen won 5 of the first 7 races of the season. It looked it would be an easy road to conquer his 4th Formula 1 Drivers' Championship trophy, but since the Miami Grand Prix, things started to change. Lando Norris won in Miami, and in the next round, in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix at Imola, Max Verstappen was able to achieve the victory, but he suffered in the final laps to hold on Lando Norris and his McLaren. In the next round in Monaco, Max Verstappen suffered a lot, and his Red Bull was not dominant at all, achieving a 6th place in race. Charles Leclerc won the Monaco Grand Prix for Scuderia Ferrari. Max Verstappen was not only having troubles in race. In qualifying, the Mercedes driver George Russell is setting exactly the same lap time than Max Verstappen. Next day, Max was able to win in Canada thanks to the chaotic conditions on track, being wet during the first half of the race and then drying out. Max won that race beating Norris and Russell, but not because of the car performance. It was pure skills to master Canada in wet conditions and avoiding mistakes their rivals made at some point of the race. In Spain, Verstappen won again, but once again, the pole position was scored by another different driver, Lando Norris for McLaren. Max had to do a great race start and then fighting on track against Russell to get the win. Much different than it was in 23, when since first lap he dominated the race, lap by lap. From round 10, in the Spanish Grand Prix, Max Verstappen was not able to win again until round 21 in Sao Paulo. It was 11 rounds without victory, guys. Don't forget that. During that period, Max had to survive against McLaren, Ferrari and Mercedes drivers, whom achieved all race wins. In all that period, Verstappen was not able to win. At that point of the season, Max had a good advantage on points achieved in the first races of the season when the car was still dominating. And here is when Verstappen shown to everyone why he was a 3-time Formula 1 World Champion. In Austria, we saw the first head-to-head on track against his main chaser in the Drivers' Championship, the McLaren driver Lando Norris. In the sprint race of the Austrian Grand Prix, he was able to maintain behind Norris and the other McLaren of Oscar Piastri, both in a faster car. On Sunday's race, Norris and Verstappen had an amazing battle in the final part of the race, where Max used all his skills to maintain the lead until both contact, suffering both a tire puncture and giving the victory to George Russell. But Max was able to finish in 5th place and Lando Norris had to retire the car, increasing the gap in the championship with the British driver. That battle on track between Norris and Verstappen in Austria was repeated by the same protagonists in the coming races like Hungary, Netherlands, Italy or United States. Norris started to dominate and win more races, but Max was able to finish just behind in multiple occasions and sometimes even ahead, putting his car in a place that not should be by pure performance. That super drive from Max gave him the opportunity to maintain the gap on points in the championship with his main rival Lando Norris. From round 6 in Miami until round 20 in Mexico, the gap between Verstappen and Norris in the championship was reduced in 6 points only, from 53 to 47 points. And all the time with a worse car, Verstappen. That was incredible. In the Sao Paulo Grand Prix in Brazil, Verstappen went through the most critical scenario in terms of championship situation. Max, due to a red flag caused by the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll in the last seconds of qualifying 2 sessions on very wet conditions, Verstappen was eliminated, adding an extra 5-place grid penalty for changing power unit components, starting 17th for the race on Sunday. Meanwhile, his rival in the championship, Lando Norris, will start in 1st place. The race day was a complete wet race from the beginning until the very last lap. That day, Verstappen showed his talent once again, completing an extraordinary comeback from 17th to 1st. Meanwhile, Norris only was able to finish 6th. That result almost gave the championship to Verstappen, who just needed to finish in 6th place in the Grand Prix in Las Vegas to be crowned as a 4-time Formula 1 World Champion. That 4th title was achieved by pure skills, not having the fastest car during most of the season and fighting with very talented drivers in superior cars. The 2024 season, Max Verstappen shown to the world why he is and still being the reigning world champion. Exactly, guys. This is all the content that we need, guys. Was not so easy to win 24 for Max Verstappen. All these contexts we have read in my blog, all these contexts will be exactly reflected in the most representative way possible. All context we have read in this blog, you will see now during the next 12 minutes in a spectacular way. Probably the most spectacular edit in terms of context, storytelling, and story building. Let's enjoy, guys. Let's enjoy this fantastic edit. That is the last one of the Docuedit 2024 season. Obviously, during this edit, Lando Norris will be protagonist at some moment as a championship contender. Let's go for it.
We keep battling, we have, I think, a lot of respect for each other. And of course, it's very nice that he just came back into the pen and congratulated me. And I think that's how it should be.
This is Las Vegas Grand Prix once Verstappen was world champion in Las Vegas. We start in the point. Let's say that we start the edit in the final part of the edit, and now we do a flashback. We rewind the whole season since the beginning to understand how Max Verstappen came to that point in Las Vegas Grand Prix when he was crowned as a 4-time Formula 1 world champion, and Norris was congratulating him as the main title contender Verstappen had this season as a world champion of that season.
Max deserved to win it. He drove a better season than we did and than I did. Doesn't have a weakness. But when he's got the best car, he dominates, and when he's not got the best car, he's still just there always.
Exactly. That's I think that resumes exactly what Max Verstappen is. Probably the best driver, actually, and one of the best drivers in the history. It's incredible. Also, what he's doing this year. If this year wins the championship, probably is the best win ever of a Formula 1 championship. But let's enjoy the edit. Obviously, the first part of the edit is focusing the moment, the first half of the season where Verstappen dominates, winning almost every race, every pole position. Starting Bahrain, round 1.
Verstappen takes pole position.
I think I'm quite confident that we can have a strong race car tomorrow.
Max Verstappen wins. He takes the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Dominating in Bahrain.
The car just feels spot on. You know, you don't really have any big complaints.
Everything going well.
Nice shot, mate. That's pole position.
Very lovely qualifying.
Saudi Arabia, round 2.
Good improvements for me on the car, and I felt more comfortable to push.
Verstappen takes the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Yeah, the car was working really well.
2 of 2 for Max.
Is in first place once again.
Nice shot, Max.
Australia, pole. Unfortunately, he suffered the retirement with that problem in the brakes, but 3 of 3. What a shame he started in that way, to be honest, because if not, the championship will be even more interesting between Lando, even the Ferraris, the Mercedes.
I surprised myself probably a little bit as well.
It's Max Verstappen. Once again, pole.
P1 again, well done. Nice job.
Not bad. Yeah, nice luck.
Sounds weird. Listen now, Christian Horner again.
So that's good.
Overall, we had very good pace. We were just trying to, of course, do the best lap you could.
Max Verstappen wins the Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah, it just felt
another win.
That was rapid stuff around the front.
China.
5 pole positions in a row to start the season.
5 of 5.
a few changes that we made to the car definitely made it a bit nicer to drive for me.
Max Verstappen crosses the line to take victory in Shanghai.
5 victories of 4. Wow, the start of the season was.
Yeah, it was.
That was the foundation of the final win.
Really enjoyable.
Of the championship, you know, he achieved in 24. But was not the reason he achieved that championship. Because just only in the first 8 races he had that dominant car, you know. For the rest of the season he had not anymore.
Yeah, to drive the car.
And we go to Australia. This is round 3. We come back because we see the only race he didn't win in this period, and it was not by his fault.
Formula 1 is underway in Melbourne. Good reaction time at the front of the field for Carlos Sainz, but his path is blocked by Max Verstappen.
Carlos Sainz chasing him.
Here we go. The best chance to get past his old
now.
These two started life in Formula 1.
At this point of the race, Verstappen had that problem in the rear wheel.
And they're about to go wheel to wheel. You're watching a Ferrari take the lead of the Grand Prix.
Fire, brake.
Yeah.
Right rear.
Box, Max, box.
Yeah, I can't brake.
Max Verstappen will not continue the run. A fire at the back of the car.
And that's it. That's it.
Can I get out?
Switch it off, Max, yeah.
And here starts the second part of the edit. The edit is divided in 3 parts. The first one we saw all victories, pole position he got. And now I use the issue we had in Australia to explain that this season will not be so easy as he was expecting for Max Verstappen. Because from now, it will suffer. It will suffer a lot. And from this moment, things will start to change, and to get victories will be much harder for Max because rivals are getting closer. They are developing the car much faster than them, and this is what we're gonna see in this moment. Obviously, a new song. This song also is important. The lyrics of the song I use it as I use it in the Lewis Hamilton edit. It's the same artist, but it's another different song, and I really love this part of the edit.
the pace was just not really there. Like, I was pulling away, but it was just marginal.
Now we see the chain. Max Verstappen is not so happy. Now he's saying in the driver interviews, he's saying that, yeah, we have the pace, we won they won that Grand Prix in Emilia Romagna, but in this Grand Prix was the first, and in Miami as well, where Lando Norris and McLaren were there, putting pressure. Because before this race, maybe you don't remember that, but before this race, Max Verstappen was winning easy, very easy. He had no contest behind. He just started on pole, pulling away from lap 1, bye-bye. In Emilia Romagna, the second half where Norris was catching him little by little, was the first race when we see Max and Red Bull Racing suffer. For the first time in long time, because in 23 was a completely domination from round 1 to round 24 and 23. And this is the first time in 1 year and a half that Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing suffer against rivals, you know.
There he is. He can see the race leader.
The main losses to Lando, turn 2, turn 6.
Yeah, my tyres don't work, mate.
Verstappen is complaining about it. I see. Oh, good. I'm pushing it.
I love this shot. I love when I found it as well. Both drivers taking the chicane. I'm mixing it with the team radios in the moment they are on the screen. Wow, super cool.
I can't drive on the curb. Incredibly difficult.
Incredibly difficult. I can get over the curb. This is Monaco where he suffered. He finished 6th. Get ready for the fallout. This is messages that are in connection to what is happening to Max. Get ready for the bad moments, Max, because from now you will not have the best car anymore. You will suffer. You have to maintain the gap in points with your rivals. Now it's Leclerc winning in Monaco. We are starting to see different race winners from different teams. That it's not Max, it's not Red Bull. Something is changing here.
On board, George.
Pole position by the Mercedes driver, George Russell.
Lando Norris gets past Max Verstappen. Lando Norris, he's beaten Max Verstappen.
Pole.
This montage, I absolutely love it. I'm so proud of this one. Game on survival. That lyrics explains exactly what is happening. Lando Norris on pole in the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's watch it again.
Yes, he's beaten Max Verstappen.
Pole.
And I use this montage where you can see the number 1 in the car of Max, but at the other side, the left side, the number 1 in the board, when Lando Norris got pole position in Spain. I tried to mix these two images to symbolize that the trending is changing. Max Verstappen have the number 1 in the car since 2021. Since 2021 is winning, is dominating in Formula 1, but things for the first time in 4 years are starting to change. Now the number 1 is not only in the Max Verstappen car. Normally, it's Lando Norris who is used to now in the last races to be first. Pole positions, race wins. It's the symbol, symbolizing a new era that is coming, And I create this montage with the text on the screen and the lyrics of the song that is saying game of survival. That's exactly what Max Verstappen is doing. Surviving to the new era of domination that is not Red Bull Racing. Max Verstappen has to survive, not having the fastest car anymore, and to maintain the points in gap. Overdriving his car, to try to save the season.
Let's go.
The whole weekend so far, I felt like we were not the quickest out there.
I got no rival. Rival is the name of the song. I got no rival. Obviously in reference to Max, this song that is explains that Max Verstappen is really good. And it's difficult he has a rival, even not having the fastest car.
Max Verstappen wins in Imola.
That victory is very important because at that point, he suffered a lot to win that race in Imola. But he was able to do it, not having the fastest car at that point of the season.
Lando Norris is going to be in the lead for a second.
Another race in Canada. I made a full edit of this race in this Docuedit we saw in the part 1. Canadian Grand Prix, amazing battle between Russell, Norris and Verstappen in wet, dry conditions, and at the end who won? Max Verstappen.
Verstappen retakes first place.
Yes, not easy, but we did it.
My might be our best opportunity now, Max.
Russell, super defensive, wheel to wheel, and we have a new leader. His name is Max Verstappen.
Great race in Spain, fighting with Russell and achieving the last win until... This is the last win of Max until Brazil. Like 8 months later, something like that, 6 months later.
Nice. Yes, you're definitely not the quickest out there.
And we come to Austria. Austria is where, for me, is reflected that, you know, that we will have an amazing fight between Verstappen and the McLarens, especially Norris for the championship.
He's going for...
This is in the sprint race.
Lando Norris dives to the inside and takes the lead. Max Verstappen, he will go ultra late on the brakes as well.
This is exciting. Good battles out there.
Shocking decisions by me.
Well, now I'm playing with the lyrics at the left, at the right side. You can interpret in your own way. There is a message. There is a message there, but you have to interpret in your style, in your, you know, and your own, let's say, point of view.
This is where he got past in the sprint.
This is a race, fighting again for the win, both in Austria.
Race again!
Yeah, we took outside the track. He can't keep moving after I've moved. It's just dangerous. Yeah, he has to give the position back. I was ahead at the apex.
so tough to pass Max. And they touch.
He's got a puncher!
Nice. Oh my god. Yeah, the car's...
Norris has got a punch.
Man, that's incredible because both contact, both punch.
He's got a puncher!
Nice.
It's incredible this moment because Lando is trying to pass Max and Max squeezed Lando even to the point he has to put a wheel on the grass.
Oh my god.
Well, there is a space, but not too much.
Yeah, the car's...
And here, Lando was really unlucky because it's true that Verstappen got a puncher, but Lando as well in the front right.
Norris has got a puncture.
No, in the rear as well.
Stuff that you don't...
But the thing here is that both had the puncher, but Verstappen was able to survive and to continue. I think it finished 5th, something like that. But Lando no, because he suffered with that punch I had. It destroyed the floor, and that's... Yeah, maybe here Lando was unlucky because here Max got 10 points and Lando 0 with the same consequences in the crash.
I want to see happening. It's as simple as that.
More, once again, playing with the lyrics blood and pain in reference to Lando. That if you want to beat Max, you have to, you know, to suffer a lot. Blood and pain.
I did nothing wrong. He was the one in the wrong. He's the one that should say something. Not
Well, now a bit of polemic. Lando says that this was not his fault. It's Max Verstappen who should to apologize. Mind games here in the championship battle context. We all love these moments, I think.
George Russell wins!
Russell won in Austria. Then wins, Lewis Hamilton wins in the British Grand Prix. As you can see, a lot of drivers are winning this point of the season. It's not Max Verstappen.
The last 7 laps felt so long. I saw Max starting to catch.
Another incident between Max and Lewis in Hungary.
And Hamilton come together again.
Wow.
Yeah, moved on the braking. I didn't move the steering, mate.
That's classic between Max and Lewis. Every time they come across the track, this thing can happen.
Verstappen trying to go the long way round. Lando Norris in second. Verstappen off the road.
Max has to give the position. I was ahead at the apex.
More polemics between Lando and Max. We are in the halfway. And at this point, it's clear that Lando will be the main contender of Max Verstappen in the championship. Now we are seeing they are fighting for it.
Oscar Piastri wins.
More winners. Oscar Piastri.
Thank you very much. Excellent points.
And the Dutch Grand Prix is
Zandvoort. This is the track where Max was dominating since in 2021 came back to the calendar.
Hey, Max Verstappen takes the lead.
Max Verstappen takes the lead, but this time, as I said, he is not in the fastest car. Now there is a McLaren that is super fast.
Onboard with Lando Norris trying to take the lead. He's getting to the apex first. He's moving ahead. Lando Norris takes the lead. Lando Norris wins.
Simply lovely, huh?
This is a mind game as well by Lando, saying normally the phrase that Max Verstappen says in radio, simply lovely, is the Max Verstappen phrase, and in the home Grand Prix of Max Verstappen, it's like mind games, like saying, "Ha, now I'm the winner in your home Grand Prix," and I played with that.
Norris takes the lead. Lando Norris wins.
Simply love.
I play with that, putting the text in red and blue, using the colors of Red Bull Racing, that red and blue. Like I trying to create the phrase, the team radio phrase is saying Lando with the colors of Red Bull Racing, like trying to symbolizing that, yeah, that phrase was said by Lando, but this is a Max Verstappen phrase.
Yeah, I couldn't keep Lando behind, so as soon as he passed me, I just focused on my own race.
Norris going for it.
It's in Italy, where Lando passed again Verstappen.
Verstappen can come back into turn number 1. And it's Norris, pole position. Lando Norris takes the checkered flag. A dominant drive complete.
Amazing car weekend. Thank you very much, everyone. One of many more. Let's keep pushing.
And this is the end of the second part of the edit. Very intense, when we see a lot of battles between Lando, Norris and Max, and at the same time, a lot of different winners that is not Max Verstappen. And in these moments, I don't remember the championship gap, but it was not too much. It was like 30 points, something like that. I mean, the championship was alive at that point, 6 races to go. And here is an interview where Max Verstappen is saying, "We are not the quickest now, we are suffering." And this is the beginning of the final part of the edit. Take your seat, guys. You will enjoy this.
At the moment, I think race pace, qualifying pace, we are behind.
Exactly. But Max Verstappen still being the number 1. And now, here starts the final part of the edit. And I chose a song from Linkin Park, very famous musical group that I am sure you know. The song they was representing the League of Legends Championship in 2024. This is a long story, I will not extend too much, but if you are a fan of my Max Verstappen edits of the challenge, you know what it means. And I use this song, that the name is Heavy is the Crown, in reference to Max Verstappen. Is the perfect title, Heavy is the Crown, to show the final part of the season of Max Verstappen and the final part of the final edit where Max Verstappen will be crowned as a 4 times world champion with the song Heavy is the Crown. Just enjoy it, because this is unbelievable.
And the US Grand Prix is underway. There's the late launch.
This is crazy. Wow. At this point, this is the United States Grand Prix. 4 races to go. They are fighting for the championship.
Nice right, and through goes Charles Leclerc.
He has clearly pushed me out. He had no intent to make the corner.
And now you will see the lyrics of this song, Heavy is the Crown. And all this fight Max Verstappen have and Lando Norris have in the United States Grand Prix, what Lando was not able to pass Max Verstappen legally, because Max Verstappen did an incredible defense. And just in the bottom the lyrics, really iconic. You see multiple passes, overtakes, defending all the time, amazing defensive moves. It's not able to pass Lando to Max at this point. And now, this is the moment Lando able finally pass Max, but illegally. Because I'm tired of explaining what the joke is. And now, Max Verstappen said, "Overtook me outside the track." This is not illegal. This is illegal. But the battle continues.
Overtook me outside the track. Norris moves ahead. He will surely have to give the place back.
Ahead of the defects.
Exactly.
If you think otherwise.
They're still attacking each other.
Now Lando Norris defending. Very intelligent. Lando says, "If I did an illegal move, just let me know and I'll let pass Max." But at the same time, McLaren said, "No, it's okay. Stay in front." And I think he received 5 seconds penalty or something like that.
Charles Leclerc wins.
Let's go.
It's just a bit weird that you can overtake outside the track.
Lando's got a penalty.
Exactly.
Well, then I should have just gone back behind him, shouldn't I?
And at the end, Max Verstappen finished on the podium, and I think Lando finished 4th or something like that. So at the end, that defense works for Max in the fight for the championship. Move on to Mexico next Grand Prix, where Lando and Max will fight again. Very, very hard.
And it's a good reaction time for Max Verstappen. He's surely going to get the lead.
It's Carlos Sainz. Oh, that was a great move.
Max is the best in the world in this style of defense. It's an experience for me to learn and try and do better.
Sadly, I picked a phrase from Lando that says, yeah, I have to learn from Max to try to know how to attack him. And I put it just in the moment before he will attack Max again in Mexico, and this is what happened.
This is great from Lando. Norris, Max.
Wow. Pushing wide Max to Lando. That's polemic. That's polemic. Very aggressive Max. I think I should left room there. I should left room.
His rival off the road. Verstappen throwing it.
No, this is crazy. Going like kamikaze or dive bomb, crazy move. Max, he was really angry there because I think Norris cut the grass, similar to what Lewis Hamilton did in 25 in this year in Mexico. And he was so angry that he said, "I go for it again." That was crazy. I remember watching this racing at home and shouting like crazy, like saying, "Man, what they are doing? That's weird."
I was ahead the whole way through the corner. This guy is dangerous.
10-second time penalty.
10. It's quite impressive.
I like this moment because I edit this. I make a montage in this part of the edit, like if Max Verstappen was responding to the commentator, what is saying 10 seconds penalty for Max Verstappen, and Max Verstappen said, but I think radio tape 10. Quite impressive.
This guy is dangerous.
10-second time penalty.
10. It's quite impressive.
It's like Verstappen is responding to the commentator. Something I made some as in the Charles Leclerc edit in Italy. I made it as well with the Italian commentator. It's something I am starting to make in my edit sometimes. I really like that montage.
Verstappen serving 2 penalties, one for wheel banging, one for going off the track and gaining an advantage.
That's a silly man.
It's like Max Verstappen is giving his own opinion of the commentators' statements. It's fun. I really enjoyed making this edit. And Sainz wins in Mexico.
Sainz wins.
Oh, this feels good. Gracias, Mexico.
If you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter because the penalties are given. So that's also honestly not my biggest problem of the race. My biggest problem was that we just had no pace.
I'll move on to Brazil. This is the turning point, guys. Remember, Lando and Max fighting for the championship. At this point, the gap was 36 points advantage. Verstappen had in points with Norris, but left 4 races to go. So the championship was open. And even more, when in qualifying it happened, that happened.
This could be the moment that changes the World Championship. Not for Lance, not for Aston Martin. The flag is out with 46 seconds on the clock. Verstappen out in Q2. The checkered flag is out.
And Lando in pole.
For Lando Norris.
And what about the race? What are your chances?
So in this moment, if Lando will be able to win this Grand Prix and Verstappen will not be able to finish really high, we will have a championship fight, a really hard championship fight.
Starting far in the back.
This moment, Verstappen was in a very difficult situation. And this moment is probably the moment when he saw, it really saw the championship could slip away from his hands. This is the moment.
It will be quite difficult to pass around here with all the spray and the amount of rain, but we'll have a look.
But what happened next day in race, starting 17? And I create this montage. If you are a fan of my edits, Awaken, Max Verstappen, I always try to symbolize Max with the lion. It's the lion that represents the country where he's from, Netherlands. The lion that he has as an icon at the top of his helmet, that is his brand is represented by a lion. And obviously here I also use the lion to represent Max Verstappen. I really love it because now we see Max and the lion like face to face, like he's trying to release his spirit animal to do an incredible race next day. And now the lion looks to the screen like saying, "I'm the lion, I am Max Verstappen." Something like that. That's how I am imagining in my mind. And here we go. The incredible comeback of Max from 17 to the win. Wow. A very intense montage here to represent that moment.
17th on the grid to the win. Oh, yes!
Simply lovely.
Simply lovely. The phrase of Max in big screen, big letters, in red and blue, the colors of Red Bull Racing. And now is the moment. Why Max Verstappen was champion in 24? Let's do it. Crown. Crazy montage. I love this one. Heavy is the crown. Look at this pass.
The Dutch driver will retain his crown.
In Las Vegas Grand Prix, he finished 6th or 5th, I don't remember, but it's enough to be 2024 Formula 1 World Champion.
Verstappen is a 4-time Formula 1 World Champion.
4. And this is transformed in... Heavy is the crown. Max Verstappen as a king.
Oh my God, 4 times. We gave it all. Thank you so much, guys.
And this is the end. This is the montage I created, a design. This is this image was made by AI. I did it on X in the using Grok, the artificial intelligence of the social media X. I have a video in my second channel, by the way, about how I made this montage, how I select the photo of Max. It's in my second channel. That is this one. Let me show you. Is this Dani Lozano FLoz. This video. In this video, this one, I explain how I select the image of Max. The process I follow to select the image, all the tries I did on the artificial intelligence to create to generate a good Max Verstappen image, doing the number 4 with his fingers and a crown. All mistakes that I show me, all the troubles I have to find the right image, how I create the montage. It's a very cool video. It's there in my second channel if you would like to take a look. And Dani Lozano FLoz F1 is the full process I took from the beginning of generate this image to create this design with the board around. The design around, you can see I create this design in the in the wall, like some photos of Max celebrating, his logotype at the left side with the four stars representing his 4th Formula 1 World Championship. Red Bull logotype at the bottom of the board. It's very representative. I try to create a very cool final image because this is the image, the last image of the documentary and the image that I used to finish this documentary. Also, I dedicate a special episode to the Max Verstappen edit in the collection Docuedit in the Developer Diary 10. I think the number 10, I told about the McLaren edit we watched previously, the McLaren Champion Tribute.
That's why I choose this song, Phoenix, because a phoenix is an animal that resurges from their ashes, reborn with even more energy.
Here I explaining the edit of the McLaren drivers, and also in this Developer Diary number 10, I explain a bit more things about the Max Verstappen edit, if I'm not wrong. More insights like I was doing in this video, but even more intense. Oh, thank you, DJ Alal Edin Kamel. Thank you for staying here in the chat. Nice to see you. As I said, if you really enjoy my videos, if you appreciate the work I'm doing, as I always said, in Patreon is where you can say thank you to say in some way to my work. If you can become a member, FLoz Premium or FLoz Supporter, depend on what you want. And as I said, thanks to Patreon, I can continue making projects like this one, guys. Projects like the Docuedit, projects like another videos like the Silver War, Silver versus Red. All videos that you love are there. All these documentaries are possible to make thanks to the support on Patreon of the people on Patreon, guys. So this is it's your election, it's your decision. It's not mandatory, but if you support me here, thank you so much, guys. You made possible this. I can continue creating videos like this one. And by the way, where I was watching the Docuedit, just in case, remember, this is in my website, guys. You can watch the Docuedit in my website, that is danifloz.com. I will place a link in the comments below of this live stream. Also, you can watch the rest of my videos. We were reacting here, obviously, but you can watch by yourself this same Docuedit. I really hope you enjoy it. You can watch it again by yourself, just watching. But this was the watch along where I was trying to explain as much as possible all the context behind my edits, you know, behind this incredible documentary that not a lot of people know, because this documentary is not in YouTube. It was not possible due to the copyright. That's why I create a web, and there also you can watch it, and also you can also support me here through the donate button or the Patreon button, you know, and that way you can support me directly if you really enjoy my videos, guys. The Silverware is my favorite. That's nice. That's nice. It's a very good one. Most of the people is the favorite of the people. Most of the people normally. Yeah, the story is the best. The Silverware story probably is the best, because all the context that suppose this, you know, this battle between Rosberg and Hamilton for the championship. It's an amazing battle between old friends and new rivals. This is the very end of the reaction or watch along of the 2024 documentary. So it was a really good pleasure for me. I really hope you enjoyed it, as I said. And finally, before to say goodbye, I will place probably, as I said, the link on the comments below to my website where you can watch the Docuedit. And for people who wants to learn more about my projects, I will place a link to my Patreon page just here, in case you would like to support this project or to learn more about my projects becoming FLoz Premium member. And also there I will place another interesting video for you. As I said, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day and see you soon with more watch alongs. Thank you.